holiday of the year. I love Thanksgiving week. Are you guys out of town? Are you staying in town? Do you have work this week? Are you working a full week? Are you taking the full week off? Do your kids have school? These are the things I would love to know. Let me know in the comments. Welcome to an amazing half week of Daily Dose of Donna. We will be here Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and we will not be here Thursday and Friday. So make sure to get the squeeze out of the dose. You know, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Let's squeeze it out. Squeeze me. Squeeze me for all it's worth. And we have a large dose today. We've got so much coming. Let's start over. We've got so much to cover on today's show. It's beyond. You guys, I don't even know how we're going to get through everything. Like, I didn't even have enough characters in the topic to talk about everything that we have to cover today. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. And there's just new stuff that just keeps coming at my face. Okay? It's just non-stop. We have so much to talk about. So everyone get ready. Todd and I are here to start the day. This is your daily dose of... Why does this happen? Why does this sometimes like work for me when I say it's your daily dose of Donna and we're like ready to go and it's all here and ready? And then sometimes it just isn't, but sometimes it works. So Todd, are you ready? He says, no, but okay, let's go. It's your daily dose of Donna. Oh my goodness. I have, I got what I love going through the YouTube comments, especially after I've had a martini on a Saturday night, because the martini, the YouTube comments were popping off on Friday's episode, popping. Okay. So many people angry at me, so angry. Okay. Get off Tamara's payroll. Okay, I will. I told Tamara, I said, stop paying me. Stop paying me. But the best was one comment saying, what is going on? Who is this Todd? I don't want to talk to Todd anymore. And to that, I say, me either, to be honest. I don't think Bronwyn does either. None of us really want to talk to Todd, but we are all forced to have to talk to Todd. I mean, it's forced upon us. Now, in terms of comments, Patreon yesterday was an amazing. Well, it was actually Saturday. I normally do a Sunday Patreon, but I had a busy yesterday with a bunch of different things. We had a planning committee conversation for DoserCon. Don't worry, that's coming. Just putting it out there. August of this coming year, 2025, is DoserCon here in Los Angeles. Just put your feelers out there. Just remember, it's coming. But we had a Patreon. I released a Patreon and we called it Saturday Surprise. I keep saying we. It's literally just Todd and I. On Saturday night, we covered a bunch of different content, like a bunch of different things, right? We covered, I don't even remember. I mean, we covered all kinds of things. Obviously, if you guys go on over to Patreon, you can definitely join the Patreon and listen. And the comments were a fire, okay? And here's the wonderful thing about my comment section everywhere. Facebook, here on YouTube, on my Instagram, and of course on Patreon. I am so down for disagreement. I actually love when people disagree with me, as long as it's respectful, because I don't believe in echo chambers. I actually find echo chambers to be quite annoying. I don't think we should all agree with each other. I think it's actually like, that's where you get into like problems. I think it's really nice when you can have dialogue, and like, I'm always interested when someone says, no, you're not seeing it correctly. And like, you should see it this way. And I'm like, oh, I didn't see it that way. That's actually a really good point. So that's why I like watching Bill Maher, because he always brings different people with different perspectives. And so I always find myself like being like, oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's interesting. So I think that when you guys disagree with me and tell me things that I didn't know or didn't think of, I'm always like, wow, oh, good. Okay. as long as it brings up dialogue. I don't want people just to constantly be like, you're right. Yes. Yes. Whatever you said. Yes. Yes. Like, no, thank you. No, no. So get on in there in the Patreon. If you go in there, just check it out. Like, it will be an interesting conversation. Okay. We're going to have to get in the show because I've got some great new sponsors today. Some returning sponsors, some of your faves, just you wait. And then, of course, we're going to talk about some new stuff. It will be fantastic. Okay. Are you ready? Are you ready? I'm trying to workshop some names. I don't know what to call this little section because I want it, like, I don't want it to be something lame like the Fast Five or like the Quick Six or top news or hot topics. Like, what should I call a section where I just go through like bang, 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 bang before I go into TV recaps? We could call it like, I thought, dose of the day, but it's a bunch of different stories. So I would love workshopping from you guys because we have a bunch of different little stories. So I just thought dose of the day, but it's more than one dose. So like doses of the day. No, that doesn't work. Just come up with some ideas because this is really, really groundbreaking stuff. But this just in, huge news, huge, according to Queens of Bravo. I just saw on Instagram. Do these people sleep? I don't know who runs Queens of Bravo. I don't know who runs some of these big accounts, these anonymous accounts. I seriously don't know who does it. Who the hell runs these accounts? Because they don't sleep. They were posting, these accounts post all the time, morning, noon, and night. Is it 20 people? Do they work literally all day long, all night long? It's crazy. During Bravo Fan Fest, which was this weekend, which is one of my stories, and we're going to get into that a little bit later, constantly 400 times a day they're posting. It definitely can't be one person. And if it is one person, then they don't have like any other, they don't have kids. I mean, I don't understand. It's shocking to me. I need to know how many people are working behind the scenes between like Queens of Bravo or some of these other accounts that are constantly posting. I'm shocked by it. Okay. Queens of Bravo has posted that breaking news, you guys. Andy and Carole Radziwill, or as Luann de Lesseps calls her, Radziwill, have squashed their beef. Do you hear me? You hear? Andy and Carole have squashed their beef. Now, if you guys don't remember, People Magazine has caught up with the Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen host at Bravo Fan Fest this weekend. So People Magazine actually scooped this. Donna's quick fix. That is actually good. You guys have had so many really good. The quick bang. Okay, I'm going to have to go back and look at these comments later, but Donna's quick fix is kind of fun. Donna's quick fix. Okay, People Magazine said that they spoke to Andy Cohen where he revealed that he and Carole have squashed their beef. Carole and I reconnected recently, actually, Cohen says. It feels great. Carole and I knew each other for years before she was ever on The Housewives. For many years. I think I've known her more outside of The Housewives than I have in The Housewives. So it was definitely good to reconnect. Cohen didn't offer any further information about his time, but the What Remains author, that's Carole, great book, by the way. We still don't know if she wrote it or someone else did. Tells people that she was glad she and Cohen were able to talk after 6 years. She said, we both came to understand that our disagreements had everything to do with the high pressure nature of the show and very little to do with our friendship, which preceded it. Andy and I are very much on the same page now, and I'm happy about that. Basically, Bethenny. I mean, they don't really have to say what it is, but it's Bethenny. That was the issue. They both hate Bethenny now, and that's the problem. Actually, for anyone that's like here, maybe Ray or Josh or whoever, can you guys write down some of these ideas? Anyone that wants to like write down, Anne-Marie, anyone, some ideas of the suggestions, that would be awesome because I want to go through some of the suggestions later to pick some. This is really interesting. A lot of people are saying, oh my gosh, bring Radzi back to like fix RHONY. Radzi would not fit in right now for RHONY. Not with the cast the way it is now. If they wanted to bring back Radzi, they would have to bring back some other women as well. I mean, Radzi, no offense, but like age-wise, it doesn't fit in with the crew. Currently, it it's she's at least 20 years older, I think, than any, I mean, right? Actually, I don't know everyone's ages, but I would imagine she's a good amount of older than any of the other women that are on the show. And I would love a Carole Radziwill coming back, but I feel like it would be very it wouldn't connect. But if they brought back maybe a couple of different women, including Carole, I feel like it would be a great mix. Yes, of course. When you have a common enemy with someone, you're going to bond. This is exactly how it works when you break up with someone. It's like when my mom and my dad divorced, and then my dad started dating this other woman, and then my dad and her broke up. This woman and my mom became best friends. It's like a very common thing that happens. Actually, a lot of my friends' parents went through similar situations. Like one of my friends, her mom and her best friend for like 20 years both married the same man. Like, and then both divorced the same man. Like, this is how it works. So I would be very interested to know kind of how that works. She looks great. Yes, Andrew says she had a great facelift. She looks great, but I don't know exactly how that would fit if she came back on the show. I loved her book. What Remains is a great book. That whole story with the Kennedys and JFK Jr. and of course, oh my gosh, I'm blanking on her name. Bassett, right? Carolyn Bassett. I'm not saying it wrong, am I? Please tell me if I'm not saying it wrong. It was an amazing book. And now all of this is interesting, of course, coming on the heels of Bravo Fan Fest, because of course, and we'll get into Bravo Fan Fest, but this is also the weekend that Bethenny has been just tearing down the the Housewives of New York. And I posted something on my feed from her TikTok, which basically, I'm not going to play it here, but it basically says a little bit of what we were saying, that it's not necessarily that the girls of Real Housewives of New York are not problematic, are an issue. It's not like Sai is a problem or Aaron is a problem. I mean, Brynn, I don't necessarily think is great, but it's not that individually they're not great, because I think they're all great. I actually really loved Uba and Aaron on Jeff Lewis Live the other day. I listened to them. You guys told me to go and listen to that episode because a couple of you said that they were so fun on that show. So I went back and listened on the Sirius app, and they're so fun on that show. They're great individually. I like following them on social media, etc. But on the show themselves, it must be a producer issue. It's just not interesting. They're not coming up with good story. And that's really what it comes down to, because these shows are produced and they all have to be produced. So that I think it's a production issue on RHONY. It's just not giving them like a good setup. But Bethenny basically says they're just too smart and savvy. They're beautiful, they're intelligent, they're smart, and they're savvy. And it's more than that, because I do think that a lot of the women on the original RHONY were all of those things. They just didn't know what this fame could lead to. It was so early in the game. That's really what it came down to. The pilot episode of RHONY was filmed as Manhattan Moms. It wasn't even Real Housewives of New York. It was Manhattan Moms. It was a pilot of a new show for a reality show about New York moms. Like, they didn't have any idea what kind of fame it was going to be, which is why we saw such unhinged mess. I posted a story on my Instagram today that someone posted, and it was a few seasons in, so you can't even blame it on like the fact that they didn't even know. But it was a clip of Sonia and Ramona hungover beyond belief on one group trip. I can't remember which group trip. And they're sitting on eating breakfast. And Sonia's really pissed because I guess they got called white trash by probably Luann. I don't even know who called them white trash. And Ramona's like, I don't even know what white trash is. What is white trash? And Sonia's like, are we white trash? I don't even know Google it. Google it, what white trash is. And Ramona goes and she gets her iPad and she's like, what is white trash? And she's asking and she's like calling out all the names that white trash is. And she goes, it says we're poor. I've never been poor. I don't know what poor is. And like, this is not right. At least call me for what I am. And then Sonia's like, what do you mean? I've been very welcoming. It says that you're not nice. I'm very welcoming. I mean, Aviva called them white trash. Thank you. It's phenomenal TV. Like, you'll never get that again. Never. Never, 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 never. It's just so, like, you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube, right? Like, once the toothpaste gets out of the tube, like, you can't put it back in. And you can't re-air any of that stuff. It's like going back and watching movies from the 80s. Half of the stuff that you watched in the 80s is so inappropriate ever to air now. Like when you watch movies that are PG, my trainer at my gym the other day said that she played Poltergeist for her kid. She like her kid's like 13 or whatever, and she likes scary movies. So she's like, let's watch Poltergeist. Poltergeist was rated PG. I said, you've got to be joking. There's no way. Poltergeist was a PG movie. It's just not the same. Like, as we age, as time goes by, things change. Like, we just can't go backwards. Okay, let's move on. Oh, and one more thing about the Bethenny Carole and all that drama. All I can suggest is Dave Quinn wrote that book, Not All Diamonds and Rosé. I think that's the name of the book. Phenomenal book, narrated by the one and only amazing Amy Phillips. And she does all the voices, and it's great. And Dave Quinn is a friend of mine. I've known him for years. I don't believe he's back on social media. He's the one that writes for People magazine. He had a really interesting take on all of that drama that went down between the Bethenny and the Carole and the firing of Carole in that season, right after that big reunion meltdown between Bethenny and Carole. So go back if you are interested in finding out like the behind the scenes of what went down during that time. You should go and read that book. It's very, very interesting. All right, let's keep going. Another top piece of news is Schwartz and Sandy's is closing to no one's surprise. Are you guys shocked by this or not? I am actually really surprised it's even lasted this long. I mean, to me, Schwartz and Sandy's, I live in Los Angeles. I live without traffic 10 minutes away from the place. It's so close to my house. I have never, ever, ever thought to myself, I want to go to Schwartz and Sandy's tonight. It's never looked appealing to me. Like, design-wise, it doesn't look appealing. From what I've seen, it doesn't look like it's just not. And then, of course, I mean, I think it's also, and it's just so sad to have to say, but I think it's also one of those things that you really do believe that once you kind of get this bad press, it feels weird about going to like support someone that's so hated in the world. Tom Sandoval 1000% is the reason for Schwartz. I mean, I don't want to say that he is the reason for Schwartz and Sandy's failing, but I do believe that Tom Sandoval at least sped up. I think sped up. Don't you guys agree? He sped up the failure of it. I'm not saying that it wouldn't have failed anyway, because it does sound like it's a little bit all over the place in terms of its story of a restaurant. Like, a bunch of you guys have gone. Why don't you guys tell me if you've gone to Schwartz and Sandy's? If you've gone, let me know. Is it good? Did you find it tasty? Because a few people that I've talked to that have gone never said like, wow, it was so good that I feel like I have to go back. It's so tasty. Like, oh my gosh, I feel like it's one of those places, it's a one and done. Like, it was so good, or it was so fun even, but I don't think I'll ever go back again. Or it was fine, but I don't know if I'll ever go back again. You know what I mean? Let's read his Instagram post. He posted first about it. I think Schwartz also posted, but this is what Tom posted. With a heavy heart, we've made the difficult decision to close Schwartz and Sandy's at the end of December. This hasn't been an easy choice for my partners and me, but other priorities and commitments have taken hold. While this business venture has been an incredible stepping stone in my life, one I will always cherish, I look forward to exciting new endeavors. To our incredible staff and everyone who supported us along the way, you deserve the true recognition. I can't thank you enough for your endless commitment to making Schwartz and Sandy's a place of everlasting memories. We'll be hosting a series of events and have availability to host others leading up to our closing night. The allure of being associated with reality TV has hidden what is an amazing spot and location for LA locals as well. I highly recommend you check us out, especially if you haven't yet. Let's get together one last time. Let me hear this sentence again. The allure of being associated with reality TV has hidden what is an amazing spot and locations for LA locals as well. So what does that mean? Like it's being on reality TV has kind of taken away from just being a regular restaurant to LA locals. Interesting. Yeah, look, from everyone I've talked to in the restaurant world, it's so hard. And I think it's really, really hard when you don't have crazy, crazy investments from like really, really wealthy people. Um, but I don't know enough about this world at all. I just know that in order to really make it as a restaurant, you have to consistently be slammed, like busy. And the restaurants that I live nearby that are part of this restaurant group, the ones that are always on the shows that I talk about, like Thai Show and Boulevard and those restaurants. And oh my God, what is it called? That's it. It's over for me. You guys, you're watching it in real time. You're watching it. You're watching me lose my marbles in real time. Okay. Well, it's been nice knowing you, and I've officially lost all ability to have a memory. Anyway, so these restaurants, they all like they're slammed from like opening to closing on almost every single night. Like you can't sit at the bar, you can't find a seat, like you can't get a restaurant. Great show. Good night. Okay, guys, it's been fun. See you later. What the hell is it called? Boulevard, Thai Show, Casita, Manette. I knew you were going to be here. Manette and I met at Casita. Okay, thank you. Oh my Jesus, God, I was like Casina, Cocina. I was like Bezos. I became Lisa Barlow. Love it. Wow. You guys literally just saw me go through menopause. Like it just happened. I'm now on the other side and I made it. So these restaurants are full, like back to back to back, but they also have like insane investors, Dr. Dre, Anderson Paak. So you can't imagine how much money goes into these restaurants. I can't imagine Schwartz and Sandy's was like packed. It's also like they have to have walking distance and you have to be in good locations. I don't think they were in a great location. I don't think they were in a place where there was so much walking around it. So like Sir, Tom, Brits, where Brits is, that's a great location. Brits is going to be off the chain. It's going to be really popular. And Jax's is going to struggle. Just you wait. Guarantee you, come back to November 25th show to hear when I tell you right now that I think Brits will outlast Jax's. I just have a feeling about it. I haven't seen Brits. I have no idea what it's going to look like. I just feel like it's going to do better than Jax's. So I want to know from you guys, all of you, what is Tom Sandoval going to do next? I don't believe that he's going to come back to Vanderpump Rules. I don't see it happening. I could be wrong. He obviously has not House of Villains. Traitors coming up next. He probably will do House of Villains next after that. What is he going to do next other than a reality show? Maybe he'll do Vanderpump Rules, like a brief little stint on Vanderpump Rules of some sort. I just don't see Lisa Vanderpump wanting to continue with him. Is it going to be another service industry restaurant? Is it going to be the music career? What is he going to do? Joe says he's going on OnlyFans. Are you going to pay for his stuff on OnlyFans? Speaking of, we need to maybe, I don't even know if we have the time to go down the CT rabbit hole from last night. What do we think? Okay, Deanna says, here you go again. Another one that you want to see fail. Mean Girl. Okay. Let's highlight this. I want to highlight this comment. Deanna Van Horn. Okay. Hi, Deanna. This is fun. This is fun because this seems to be like a big thing that's happening lately. It's called being a podcaster. I want you guys to understand this is really good. I got a comment last night when I was saying how Brianna's when Brianna in Vicky's daughter was in my comments last night. Brianna was in my comments I commented on Brianna, Vicky's daughter, and I said on my stories, I said, wow, she looks so amazing. Like, and she really does. She has lost so much weight. She's living this like really, really great lifestyle. I don't follow her on Instagram. It just showed up in like one of my reels and I put it in my, on my stories. Right. And so I put it in my stories and whatever. And someone sent me a comment and said, I love your show, but you are so tough on Brianna. I said, what? I said, I talk about Brianna? And she goes, yeah, you've talked about Brianna before and you're so tough on her. And I said, I don't think I talk about Brianna. She said, yeah, you once called out her crazy keto lifestyle. And I said, here's the thing. I don't remember talking about Brianna. I do remember talking about Brianna's husband. And I do remember talking about the fact that I saw Brianna's husband, Ryan, walking through the forest barefoot, only eating meat, like taking a meat by the steak. And yeah, I called it a little bit of a crazy keto lifestyle. But guys, I really want to ask you something. And this is like maybe a conversation, just this is one of those things like a pent up thing, just like holding it down from a lot of just like frustration. This is a general podcast question really fast, guys. I just need to like put this out there. What do you guys want? Do you guys want me to sit here and just literally like not have opinions? And I'm saying this for real because like everyone who speaks behind a microphone has opinions. I doubt you're going to watch What Crappens. The funniest guys out there in the world, I freaking love them. And tell them like, how dare you have opinions? They are making fun of every single people out there. They're so freaking funny. And this is how we do it. Okay. People are allowed to have opinions. Like, this is our job. So if you don't like it, you don't like it. That's good. That's good. And I'm just going to say it right now. You may not agree with my opinion. That's cool. But like, just because I say that Jax's is probably not going to outlive Brits, it doesn't mean I want people to fail. It just means like, it's probably true. I think Brits is in a better location. I think more people are on Brits' side in the divorce between Brits and Jax. Brits is in the middle of WeHo. It's in walking distance between Sir and da-da-da-da-da. And like, that's it. And as Cynthia says, I don't want to listen to a podcast where everyone has the same opinion. What is this? Like, we need to be sheep. We need to all be the same. We need to all be the same. Like, bye. That sounds like the worst podcast I've ever heard of in my life. If you only want to listen to the people that have the exact popular opinion as everyone else, like there's there's so many of them out there. There's so many of them out there. Like, bye. Okay, you guys are amazing in the comments. This is like so funny. You guys are all, okay, the best that I just saw. Well, yeah, Debbie says Ben and Ronnie make fun of everyone. Like, it's so good. It's so true. Like, this is the job. Okay, anyway, let's move on. But I still do think that Brianna and Ryan have a really crazy lifestyle in certain ways. But they look phenomenal. And the truth is, Brianna, she really was sick. So food, what she did say, which I actually think is really true, food is poison and food is medicine. Like, that is true. Isn't that true? I was like, Brianna, look at her. Andrew's starting a podcast. He goes, we all need to be the same. Gay. I'm gay. We're all gay. I'm coming out of the closet, guys. That's happening right now. Why do you think I have a rainbow? I'm coming out. I want the world to know. Gotta let it show. I'm coming. Okay, let's move on. I'm going to do the rest of the podcast. You guys can't make fun of me, okay? I'm gay. Okay? Let's move on. If you guys say anything mean, I'm going to call you anti-Semitic because I'm Jewish. And if you guys say anything mean to me, I'm going to say something else. Like, it's really not okay. Just I'm a late in life lesbian. Lance knows. It's out there now. All right. Heather says $9.99 for having an opinion, and that dog is so cute too. Speaking of for having an opinion, we watched Wicked this weekend. It was phenomenal. Phenomenal. A little too long. 20 minutes too long. But that is a great movie. It was so good. I cried my face off. And one thing that I will say about Wicked before we move on to Bravo Fan Fest, it showed me a side of Elphaba that I never saw on the stage performance of it. So if you guys have ever seen the stage performance of Wicked, I didn't know the story as well as I did in the movie. Like, the movie taught me the story so much. And the way I cried for Elphaba, oh my God, bawling, like not okay. Like, I mean, there were people near me. There were people near me that were like, she's not okay. She's not okay. And I was like, I'm Elphaba. You're Elphaba. Like, we're all Alpha. I'm Elphaba. Who else is Elphaba here? Just amazing. Aw, Tone, yeah, because I like this podcast and I can. Yay. Yay, and you're gay. We're all gay. Okay, let's move on. Guys, Bravo Fan Fest. Now, I did some research on Bravo Fan Fest this week. Do you guys know how much Bravo Fan Fest tickets were? Because I was so curious. Did any of you guys go to Bravo Fan Fest? Did any of you guys go? Oh my God. Bravo Fan Fest was so expensive. I almost fell over. I can't believe that they can get away with these tickets. And do you guys wonder if it was worth it? Because I feel like sitting at home, we got all of the content. It was so much content at home from like Queens of Bravo and all these content creators. Page 6 was posting everything. Bravo, Watch What Happens Live, BravoTV.com. Like, all these people were posting so much content. Why do people go? I mean, I guess maybe it would be fun. Let's look at the Bravo TV website to see it together. Okay, you ready? Share a screen. Okay, look at this. I was dying because I was just curious. I was like, how much did it cost? Okay, so this is what it was. Like, they had the Bravo Besties from 10:20 to 11 and Ask Andy, No Filter. Did they get that from Zach? And there's also Besties by Bravo with my friend Caitlin. Did they steal all these podcast names? Tour de Wives, Battle of the Bravo Lebs. I don't even know. Okay, basic ticket was $450. That's a basic ticket. VIP tickets were $750, plus taxes and fees, by the way, which includes early entry as well as a fast lane and VIP seating. $750. Okay. Then there's a Bravo Fan Fest BFF package, which is 4 general admission tickets, 4-star hotel accommodations, and transportation, but it's $4,000. And then there's the Ultimate Bravo Bachelorette Bundle, which is for 6 people and includes all the things for 6 people and the hotel for $7,200. Oh, okay. I mean, I guess if you're with a whole group, I guess that could be kind of fun. But I'm like, oh my God, $700 for a VIP ticket? Is it just 2 days or is it 1 day only? And I'm thinking to myself, like, you're just sitting at home watching, like, we got it all. I was really surprised. Like on Thanksgiving week when everyone has to like be with their families anyway and stuff. I mean, look, maybe it was gonna like be really fun and it would have been fun. But I'm thinking to myself, I go back to Paige DeSorbo and what she always says, in this economy, you know? Anyway, so um I understand uh they're not having BravoCon, so this was their version of their con, their fan fest con. But it was, they had a good time. It looked like it was really fun. What came out of it? Look, they had some really great Bravo stars. They had a bunch of the Summer House cast there. They did announce a few new things. They did like a first look of Summer House. They did a first look of Southern Charm. They did we found out from Kyle and Amanda that there was going to be a threesome this season in Summer House. Did you guys hear about that? We found out that there was going to be Kyle gave us a lot of nothing. Did you see that clip? Kyle Richards was asked, "Are you single?" And she was like, "Well, technically, but I'm married, so I'm not single, but I'm not single, and maybe I'm single, and I'm not single, and I'm single." And then the whole crowd booed her, which is like a first for Kyle Richards. Because can you believe Kyle Richards is getting booed? I just found that to be shocking. And Garcelle was sitting next to Kyle. And when she answered the question, Garcelle was like, Garcelle and her looks with Kyle. Erica was also interviewed separately with something else, I think Page Six or People or something else. And she was like saying how she was kind of throwing shade. She said that she is frustrated because she feels like she always gives more than the rest of her cast when it comes to like her struggles. And, she always goes deeper into her personal journey than the rest of her cast. I mean, Kyle gives us really very little, right? Kyle was also asked, "Do you think you'll come back next season?" And again, the same answer. Well, I'm not really sure. I wasn't sure if I was going to come back this season, but this was a good one, which was very controversial in my stories. Apparently, it's so controversial to say that Chrissy Teigen is controversial, but these days anything I say is controversial. I was told that it's wrong to call out Chrissy Teigen by many of you guys in my stories, but Chrissy Teigen was on Andy Cohen's list as a dream addition to Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Yes, Chrissy Teigen. So without going deep into, the world of problematic celebrities, I'm just going to say Google it. Go to Google or TikTok. TikTok is probably the best place to do this one. Or Google, whatever, and say Chrissy Teigen problematic tweets or Chrissy Teigen. You can say Chrissy Teigen Obama and a video will come up for you. And then there was a lot of people that said in my comments, "Oh my God, are you trying to cancel Obama?" And I said, I didn't say it. She said it. I'm just posting. So Chrissy Teigen would be, look, in terms of controversial, she'll definitely get people talking if that's what Andy wants to bring onto his network, which maybe he does. Maybe he really wants people talking. Let's see. What else did he say? What else came out? Oh, he plays these games. Yesterday he had this game with the Miami cast. And he introduced the new Miami housewife, which I don't know much about her. Apparently, there's like some shade there. She's very, very wealthy. She's in the real estate land, and I don't really know much about her, but she is really, really rich, really successful. She seems like a great addition. Everyone says she's a great addition, but he had the whole cast of Miami up there, and he asked about Nicole, Dr. Nicole. And of course, the question got kind of thrown over to Marisol saying, "Marisol, you said that no one misses Dr. Nicole on the cast," because Marisol had said over at TwatsCon, Marisol had said, "No one mentions Nicole, so I don't think anyone misses Nicole during shooting." And Marisol said, "Well, I had said that because no one's talking about Nicole. Like if Alexia wasn't working on the show this season, I would probably be FaceTiming her the whole time." Which Would never happen, because if one of the cast members is fired, or not fired, Nicole wasn't fired, but if one of the cast members was not on the show that season, you would literally never talk about them, because the producers would say, like, please don't bring them up. So that's why they're not talking about her. She's not on the show. You're not talking about cast members that aren't on the show anymore. So of course Marisol said that to be shady. And then everyone's like, no, we love her and we miss her. I miss Nicole. I really do miss Nicole. I love Nicole. And then finally, he did ask a really shady question, which is so shady. Like, they love to get these people in trouble, but basically they asked, like, who is the meanest Real Housewives of Miami person, which is the meanest to fans? And no one said anything. And then Kiki said, well, Lisa is. Like, people have told me Lisa's really mean to fans. So have any of you guys met a Real Housewife of Miami? And if you have they ever been mean to you? Have you ever had a bad experience? Actually, this would be a great time in the comments. Have you ever met any Real Housewife, and have they ever been mean to you? Give me have you ever had a bad experience with a Real Housewife? That is what I'm curious about. That's what we need. Not good experiences, because I'm sure we've all had good experiences with Real Housewives. I want to know bad experiences. Okay, I can't believe the first comment that I just saw. Lisa spit on me and I loved it. I don't believe that. That can't be true. This is alleged. Okay, this is alleged. You guys don't. Oh, you've met Ramona? Okay, but you have to give an experience about it, not just that you've met. Cynthia says, I met Kyle. She seemed scared when I said hi. That tracks. Okay, Robin says, I've met a lot and they've always been nice. Well, if you meet them at Bravo events, I feel like they're always going to be nice. If you meet them at like meet and greets and those kinds of experiences, they're going to be really nice. I'm thinking more out in the wild. Restaurants, bars, hotels, shopping, gyms. That's the experience I want to know about. Okay, I met Danielle Staub when I worked in the same building and she was very sweet. Okay, you guys all have good experiences. I want to know bad experiences. Okay. Yeah, you guys have pretty good experiences so far. I met Lisa Rinna in the wild. I actually met Lisa Rinna in the wild right before her season aired on Beverly Hills. We were at Coffee Bean at in Sherman Oaks here at the mall. I see her all the time. Still to this day, I'll see her around town all the time because she hikes in the mountains nearby. And I went up to her. We were both waiting for our coffee, and I went up to her because I knew her from like casting. She didn't know me, but I knew of her as an actress, of course. And I used to watch Days of Our Lives. So I went up to her and I said, Lisa, I work in at that point. God, yeah, I think I was still in casting at that time. I'm trying to remember what year it was. And I said, I always have you on our list. Like, it's so nice to meet you. I grew up watching Days of Our Lives, and I know you're going to be on Real Housewives. I'm so excited. And she was so freaking nice to me. So I'll never forget that. I always feel like she was nice, always feeling nice. Oh my God, this is so funny. Ray says, I saw Bethenny on the street walking Cookie with my family in the taxi. And I screamed, I love you, Bethenny, out the window. And she said, okay. That's actually a great sighting. Okay. That's so Bethany. That's really good. Okay, we got to move on. Okay. Anything else from FanFest? I mean, I don't know if like anything really crazy happened or shocking happened. Let me know if anything super fun happened out of that. Another story, Luann recalls making out with Hugh Grant in the Hamptons. Now, I've told you guys the story briefly that my friend has told me. This happens to be a gay man, has told me about the time at 2 a.m. when Luann de Lesseps was hammered beyond belief and was like dying to take him home. And he was like, I am not straight. And he's sober. And she was like reeking of cigarettes and alcohol. And she was like, have you ever been with a woman? And his story is so funny. He was like, I love you, Luann, but not like that. And she was like, I think I can change your mind. So every time I think of Luann and these kinds of stories, it kills me. It just kills me. But this is the best. So Luann, the story comes out, and basically in this story, she decided to kiss and tell about her alleged hookup with actor Hugh Grant, of course. This was a long time ago. This is before, because I believe he's married. So at this time, a girlfriend of mine had called Luann and said Hugh Grant is at this restaurant called Pierre's in the Hamptons. She said, I'll be right over. I mean, only Luann. She's in bed sleeping. She's got an eye mask, earplugs in. She has a face mask on. Like, she's completely sleeping. And she goes, this friend goes, Hugh Grant is here. And she's like, oh, I'm coming. Like, it's so good. She gets immediately over to the restaurant. She goes, get the table right next to Hugh Grant. She gets over to the restaurant. She said, I had my family over. My brother was visiting me. And I said, let's go. She gets over there. She began flirting with Grant heavily before their meet cute got hot and heavy. She said, sit me right behind him. I pushed out my chair real fast and I bumped into him. Flirting 101, she calls it. So this is how Luann and Ramona flirt. Have any of you guys flirted this way where you just push your chair out and bump into them? Now I'm going to try this, right? We should all be trying this now. If you're single, try this tonight and tell me how it goes. I bumped into him and I said, oh, I'm so sorry. She went on to say that the Golden Globe winner recognized her because they're both friends with Andy Cohen. Who knew? After De Lesseps bumped into, she said she offered to buy him a drink. I go, I'm so sorry. Can I buy you a shot? I feel terrible. He goes, okay, but I'll come have a shot with you if you do one with me. In like Flynn, that is the way to a man's heart. Before you know it, we're taking shots and making out heavily at the table. My brother, meanwhile, her brother is sitting right there. My brother was like, I can't believe you're making out with Hugh Grant. And I was like, neither can I. Can you imagine? This is such a Luann story. She's like, oh, like neither can I make out with him. Before changing the subject, the mother of two playfully claimed that she and Grant were kind of tipsy at that point. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Which reminds me, this is a perfect time to bring up a couple of the sponsors of today's episodes. And you guys, obviously, this is a perfect time to bring back one of my favorites, one of your favorites, a repeat offender. It's time to talk about self-care, and Luann for sure talks about self-care because it's so much more than bubble baths and face masks. Real self-care is about reconnecting with yourself, and Luann sometimes does not have Hugh Grant. So what does she have? She has self-pleasure, self-care, and she feels empowered to prioritize what brings her joy and comfort, and that's where Dame comes in. Yes, you guys, Dame is back. For the week of Thanksgiving, when you were feeling stressed out with your family, when you were feeling like things are coming up at the table that you don't want to talk about, we all know what we're talking about here. You can just say, excuse me, I'm going to be upstairs. I need to close the door and have some me time. And that's where Dame comes in, because Dame is more than just a brand. It's a revolution in sexual wellness. Founded by women for everyone, Dame is on a mission to close the pleasure gap and spark No, don't let it spark conversation. Actually, don't talk about Dame at the Thanksgiving table. That would be awkward. Although some people would. You know what? Talk about Dame and give them my code. So listen, what makes Dame truly special is they're focused on creating highly quality, versatile products that fit seamlessly into your self-care routine. And if you're traveling, it's so easy to just stick in your suitcase. Remember that episode? I'm rewatching Beverly Hills season 10. Remember the one where Kyle Richards tried to out Denise Richards? Kyle Richards tried to out Denise Richards. They have the same last name. Weird. And Garcelle is packing, and her assistant packed the vibrator. And she's like, I take the black one on certain trips and the white one on other trips. So it like really is, it's versatile. Take Eva, for instance, the world's first hand-free couples vibrator. It's designed to stay comfortably in place so you and your partner can focus on connection without interruptions. And when it comes to quality, Dame does not cut corners. Every product is made with 100% body-safe materials and comes with 3-year warranty because they stand by their commitment to you and your comfort. Whether you're new to exploring sexual wellness or looking to level up your self-care game, Dame is here to help you reconnect with what matters. That's you. because pleasure isn't a luxury, it's an essential part of your well-being. So if you're ready to experience the difference, visit dame.com and use code DAILYDOSE at checkout to get 30% off your first um, purchase. Again, dame.com and use code DAILYDOSE at checkout to get 30% off your first purchase. Trust me, this is a game changer and you absolutely deserve it. And as Andrew says, you can stuff your turkey in both ways. Dame.com. Okay, let's move on. Before we get into, let's actually just get into some recaps. Yeah. Let's start with Real Housewives of Potomac. I will say it's getting better, although I did fall asleep during last night's episode. And when I say fall asleep, I mean someone baby oiled me. I passed the F out. Lights on, TV on, glasses on, head to the bed. Something went into my system. I don't know what it was. I wasn't drinking. I wasn't taking anything. I was out just as Karen was coming home from court. So I had to like rewatch some scenes this morning. I was so tired, but I don't think it was because it was a boring episode. I found it to be quite an interesting episode. So let's do a quick little recapiola of last night's episode. I will say it is getting better. And why I think it's better is because they didn't focus so much on all these different characters. I don't think we need so many people on the show. Stick with the Fox Force 5. I know that's a wrong show. I think we need to stick with Karen, Ashley, Giselle, Mia. I know I'm missing people. Stacy, who I'm really actually getting into. Hold on. Karen, Ashley, Giselle, Mia, Stacy. Who am I missing? I know I'm missing someone. I don't need Kiarna. No offense, Kiarna. I don't need Jazzy. I know I'm missing someone else, but I said Mia, right? Like we don't need Robin. Robin's gone. This is fine. Like just these 4 people, 5 people are completely the only people that we need to focus on this show. Oh, Wendy. Thank you, Wendy. So those are the only people that I care about for this season. When they focus too much on the Kiarna and the Jacqueline and the Jazzy and these other characters, it's too many people. So for me, that's all I want to focus on for this episode or for this season. And this was a perfect episode for that. Like that's all we got. And it worked for me. I felt like I could stay focused. I felt like I wasn't so confused on like, who are these characters? Who's these boyfriends? Who are these people? Like, I don't really understand all the different storylines when there's too many. And I do think that they were struggling a little bit. I feel like they were struggling with too many B, C, D storylines, if that makes sense. A lot of you guys are talking about Married to Medicine, and I will talk to you about this. I have yet to catch up to Married to Medicine, and I think I know why. And I will still attempt. You had me watching season 1, and I didn't get through season 1 because season 1 looks like it was filmed in 1942. If you go back and watch season 1, it's quite possibly the hardest. Like, it's so old. It's really hard to get through. I don't know. We'll have to talk about this. You're going to have to tell me like where to start, like for real, where to start, like realistically on Married to Medicine, if you want me to get in there. Okay, so the show starts, and really the major gist of this show is the fact that this episode is that Karen's finally going to court. Finally, right? And poor Karen, because she's really obviously holding a lot of stress coming up to this court date. It's in June. She's anxious. We're like stressed out about it. I would be too. Obviously, a lot of press, a lot of anxiety, a lot of worry about what is going to happen on this court date. And meanwhile, we have the GNA exercise event, which is this rooftop event. No one really understands what's happening, including GNA. No one understands. Is it a workout line? Is it a ballroom line? Is it like a mesh line? No one really understands GNA, including Giselle and Ashley or us. Has anyone here purchased anything from GNA? Like anyone? I want to know. I would like firsthand experience of GNA. So they go to this event while Karen is dealing with her court stuff, which we'll talk about in a little bit. They go to this event, which is actually a beautiful event. Gorgeous, huge, lots of people. I would love to know who these people were that were there. Obviously, they knew they were shooting. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of cell phone usage. Did anyone see this stuff on TikTok earlier? It was pretty incredible. Until Ashley starts singing. Now, when I tell you, Ashley is singing. Why is Ashley singing? Does Ashley actually think that she's a good singer, or is this like a joke? You know how some people think that they're like, remember Kim Zolciak singing? Does Ashley actually think when she listens back to her singing, is she like, I'm good? Like, this is actually, do we have a good chance of getting a record deal? Like, maybe this is actually a thing. This is wild to hear her sing. It's so bad. She sings an entire thing. They do a whole workout class. Of course, Stacey and her best friend TJ are there because TJ doesn't go anywhere without Stacey and vice versa. And then, of course, after this awkward singing experience, they sit around in a circle and Mia decides to tell the crew about that experience she had last weekend or last episode, with Gordon and Ink and her talking about the paternity of her child who was 3 feet away eating a popsicle in the other room. This is the moment where I cannot wrap my head around Mia. I cannot understand how people are accepting of Mia's behavior in this episode. Why are people given passes over certain things on these shows and other things they are not? It is really surprising me how we can all be okay with Mia's behavior on the show. Like, does anyone think what Mia is doing is appropriate? She should be like taken away by child services for the way she's just like throwing around paternity. It's giving Teen Mom. It's giving Amber from Teen Mom season 3. Like, if you know what I mean, like, it's just so inappropriate. It's so wrong. It's like child services should get involved. This is not okay. This is an adult woman who has money, who's a businesswoman, who is on a TV show on Bravo talking about the paternity of your child, abortions, the sanity of their dads. Later she says, the fathers of my kids. What are we doing here? This is the part of my life where I say to myself, I look at myself in the mirror at night sometimes and I say, who are you, Donna? Who are you? I thought you were a stand-up human. Why do you watch this crap? It is making you a worse human being. And as OST says right here, money can't buy you class. Horrible. What the hell are we doing, you guys, as human beings, as parents? What are we doing? And Giselle is saying it right. She's like, this is not tea. This is not gossip. This is too much. We're doing too much. Now, of course, we go into the next few scenes where Karen is obviously very solemnly going to court. She's nervous. She's scared. And then she comes home from court and we find out that her court date got pushed a few months with her attorney. Now, I did see a couple comments, people saying Karen's actually taking no accountability. It's giving Teddy Mellencamp a little bit right now with what you guys are saying in the comments, where it's basically saying, a lot of you are saying this with what Teddy's saying on her post, which is like, I said, I'm sorry. I'm doing everything I can. Now, please leave me alone. It's not enough for the audience. When someone is doing something with what we see as an audience, from the audience perspective, when we see something that we deem wrong, saying, I said, I'm sorry is not enough for the audience, right? What we need for the audience is, I'm trying to think like how to appropriately say this. Well, actually, I'm curious from you guys. What do you think Karen should be doing that she's not doing? Has she said, I'm sorry? Has Karen said in this moment, I'm sorry? That I'm very curious about now. Maybe that's the problem. She's not being honest. She's not saying I fucked up. Like, she's not saying I drove drunk. I made a horrible, horrible choice. I got behind the wheel drunk and I was stupid and I'm really, really upset at myself for it and I'm sorry. I guess that was the thing that she did wrong. Or that's what she did wrong, right? What's the appropriate way of taking accountability versus not taking accountability? I think the best way is owning up, saying, I was wrong. I shouldn't have done it. And I'm sorry. Right? That is the right way to do it. That's how you do it. I was wrong. I shouldn't have done it. And I'm sorry. Right? It's tough. I mean, then again, she's in a legal situation. To admit on camera, I was wrong. I shouldn't have done it. And I'm sorry, immediately admits guilt. Teddy as well. Teddy, and I'm not going to go so much into Teddy right now because I don't want to switch topics, but Teddy is also going through a legal situation. She's going through a divorce. This is legal. If you go on stories or if you talk to press and you say something along the lines, I messed up. I am wrong. I did A, B, and C. Like, these are things that can be used against you in a divorce. So it's very tricky when you're dealing with the legal situation. What did Shannon do after her DUI? I'm very curious going back. What did Shannon actually say? Oh, OST says something. It's different for Shannon because Shannon taped after her hearing. Yeah. Once the legal side is over, you can be as open and honest and real as possible. But before the hearing is over. So now I need to look this up. Her hearing got pushed to September and now it's November. So has Karen Huger gone to her hearing yet? Karen Huger court case September. It's the first search that comes up. Let me see. Yeah, you guys let me know. Now it says the trial is set for 12/17/24. Okay, so it keeps on pushing. So now she has another trial that's a week before Christmas. So she still can't talk on it. Yeah, it was pushed to December. That's very tough. Very tough. These are legal cases. You can't really speak on them. It's really tricky. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on the show, of course, not. Okay. So I feel for Karen in the sense that she kind of can't really talk about it. She can't really talk about it with her girlfriend. She kind of can't talk about it with the audience. So it just feels like she's lying to us or withholding information. And it does make her look bad, And I would say the same thing about Teddy also. And I feel for Teddy in this situation. But, I think for Teddy, the best thing is to not say a word. That's what I would do if I were Teddy. And that's what I would do if I were Karen, is honestly, like, probably not even go on the show this season. Like, just don't say a word, right? Like, just silence is probably your best move at this moment. So obviously, and then the girls are all talking about it. The girls all get together. And then the next thing is that Ashley is saying that she is annoyed because it's Ashley's birthday and Wendy's having another birthday party. Has anyone celebrated their birthday more than Stassi other than Wendy? Wendy's birthday is the birthday that never ends. But it's on Ashley's actual birthday, and we're celebrating Wendy's birthday in the most beautiful way possible. But before that, we have Ashley celebrating her birthday with her family and her two kids talking so openly. Now, her kids are so young. And I would like to believe if your kids are like 4 and 3, which it looks like they are, maybe 5 and 4 or something, I would like to believe that they're so young that they don't really actually understand what the parents and the family are talking about, because they're talking about visitation and college and divorce and all these things, mediation, whatever. But they're talking so openly about the situation right in front of their kids. I'm thinking to myself, like, okay. Those kids are well behaved, though. I would say that. I really feel like Ashley's kids are very well behaved. I have 2 boys, and when they were this young, Like, they would hardly let me get through sentences if they were sitting in the kitchen or right in between all of us next to a cake drinking sugary sodas or lemonade or whatever. I feel like they're well-behaved children. Did you guys notice that? Like, they hardly interrupt. They're on top of their shit. Um, okay, so they have a nice little family conversation. OST says Ashley's kids are bad. Oh, they are? I felt like in these 2 scenes, they acted like really nice for little boys. Shoot, really? Maybe they are bad. I don't know. I would just say I don't pay attention to Ashley's kids normally, but in these scenes, they seemed really sweet. Like, for little boys, I have little boys, like, they were so destructive when they were young little boys. Um, they would just be so attention seeking. Like, they would always be like, "Mommy, mommy, mommy, look at me. Mommy, mommy, look at me, look at me." Okay, so later on, of course, we start seeing everyone get ready for the night. We go to Wendy's party. Wendy's party, whoever party planned was amazing. I mean, this was a beautiful, beautiful event. Oh, but before that, of course, we have Mia going to pick up Gordon Inc. Sorry, at the airport, and she's so excited. And she went. That relationship is just creeping me out too. I can't with Mia. I just can't. I can't support it. And they go to Wendy's party. Everyone's in white. Sunset by the water. I mean, beyond. It's uh it's so pretty. And everyone's there. Mia, of course, gets herself in the most uncomfortable position with Wendy's mom. She's like, "Hi, Wendy's mom." I don't even know Wendy's mom's name. "Can we talk? I just wanted to talk to you, and I wanted to say, I'm sorry." And she thinks she's apologizing for throwing a drink on Wendy, and Wendy's mom is like, "Actually, it's because you called me a bird." Like, it just is nothing. It just nothing works. But most importantly at this party is the fact that Stacy and TJ, and it says TJ is Stacy's best friend, not even boyfriend, have the most uncomfortable relationship ever. TJ's so mad at Stacy because he's like, You haven't even been talking to me all night." So, what is this relationship all about? She's not getting laid. She's not getting a relationship out of it, like a physical relationship out of it. And yet he's being controlling and needing all of her attention. Like, this relationship ain't gonna fly for me, Stacy and Tej. Then she says one thing later, like, "Do you like these flowers?" And he's like, "That's a girl question." Oh, okay. Not really loving Stacy and TJ on this one. Um, did anything really major happen at this party? Everyone was just chatting. Karen Huger was there. Everyone looked really pretty. I don't think it was like a really big conversation. Stacy didn't know what a drag king was. I mean, I don't really know what a drag king is, but I think I would pretty much be able to deduce what a drag king was by knowing what a drag queen is. Like, that doesn't seem that hard. And then, of course, there was a little drama between Wendy and her family and whatever. And then at the end of the party is when Mia decides to talk to Karen and Giselle and everyone else. And that's when she mentions the fact that her kids, um, she basically was being called out as a liar because she had everyone sit down and talk about the fact that Gordon was nuts and he brought up the abortion and he stormed out of the kitchen a few days before. And then 24 hours later, they were all doing these photo shoots, drinking shots with the kids with Gordon and Ink. And everyone's like, "What's the deal? Are you close or not?" And she's like, "I want my kids to have a good relationship with their fathers." And everyone's like, "Fathers?" And she's like, "Yeah, fathers." Mia, I'm not into it. Anyone? Anyone agree with me on this one? I think a lot of you guys agree with me. This is the moment where I like an echo chamber when you guys agree with me on Mia and the fathers. Can we talk about the fathers and the rumors and the nastiness? Now, next week on Potomac, I'm sure it will get better and better. I mean, it's fine. Listen, it's not where we want it to be, but it's better. But the next thing we're going to talk about is Sister Wives. And you guys, it was a good one. But before we get into Sister Wives, I do want to talk about another return sponsor. And this is so super exciting for me. This is a huge, huge sponsor. You guys know how much I am obsessed with this product. I use it every day. and so does my husband. I'm not joking. This is a part of our routine every single day. And in honor of Cody Brown, this show is brought to you by iRESTORE, because I'm going to tell you, if anyone needs this product, it's Cody Brown. Have you guys noticed Cody Brown is missing chunks of hair between his tendrils? Are you guys ready? He's missing chunks of hair. Seriously, iRESTORE, if you're watching this right now, you need to reach out to Cody Brown. iRESTORE is literally a product I am obsessed with, because if thinning hair has you avoiding mirrors or pulling your hair into that same old bun to cover up those missing things, I mean, this is Cody Brown's dream, okay? I've got good news. The iRESTORE Elite is here to help you say goodbye to hair loss and hello to full, voluminous hair that you will love. Because let's be real, losing hair can be so frustrating, and it could also be the reason why Cody is so angry. Watching more strands collect in your brush or on the shower walls, it feels like a battle that you lose. But then you start using the iRESTORE Elite, and let me tell you, it's a game changer. Okay, the iRESTORE Elite is an FDA-cleared advanced hair growth system designed for women or men who want a non-invasive, pain-free, drug-free solution with 500 lasers and LEDs. It delivers maximum scalp coverage, stimulating hair follicles and boosting blood flow. To help you grow thicker, fuller, healthier hair. It's like a spa treatment for your scalp that you can do from the comfort of your couch. What's even better? It's so easy to use. I pop it on while I binge watch my favorite shows. It does all the work for me. And the results, let's just say I'm already seeing healthier, stronger hair. It's only been a few months. And did I mention it's clinically proven? And they offer a 12-month money-back guarantee. So if you don't see results, you get a full refund, no awkward questions. And right now they have their biggest sale in the entire year. For a limited time, our listeners can get hundreds of dollars off. You guys, $625 off. $625 off the iRESTORE Elite. So go to iRESTORElaser.com/daily dose. That's iRESTORElaser.com/daily dose. Trust me, you don't have to fight hair loss alone. With iRESTORE, you can get your confidence and your hair back. Cody, don't wait. Check it out now and let them know Daily Dose of Donna sent you. Robin will thank you. Okay. Thank you, iRESTORE. Are you guys ready? Are you ready? Are we ready for the best part of the week? This week on Sister Wives, the time has come. Mary is leaving Flagstaff and going to Purwan. And Cody is shockingly emotional. But don't worry, Christine is still so excited, because guess what, you guys? I'm not sure if you knew that, but she's engaged. And Janelle finally gets to meet her fiance. Yes, Janelle, her sister wife, has not even met David. But don't worry, now she gets to see all of her tattoos and his, all on this week's Sister Wives. Another amazing episode. Another amazing episode of Sister Wives. I mean, this show does not disappoint. Like Real Housewives of Potomac by Sister Wives High. Christine and David start the show by being like, guys, want to see our pictures from Moab? Hey, we're engaged. I literally wrote on my notes, Christine and David telling everyone they are engaged. Who the F cares? Her entire family are like, no. I mean, they're pretending to be happy, but they're like, they just met. And Christine, straight up, she's like, I don't care. I really don't care what anyone thinks. I'm living my life for me. It's my life. It's me. This is me. I'm exactly who I want to be. It's my life. Like, she is so self-centered, that Christine. Christine literally does not give a flying F about anyone in her life whatsoever. She does not care about anyone. She is all about herself. It's giving. It's not giving good. Whatever it's giving, it's not good. Meanwhile, across town, across country, across the states in Flagstaff, Mary, Cody, and Nathan are living their damn best lives. Work gloves are on. Work gloves are on because it's moving day. Yep, you heard me right. Mary, and Cody and Nathan, who's Mary's brother-in-law, but also happens to be Cody's best friend. Incestuous? Sure, it's sister wives. They're all together packing up the house. Why is Cody helping? Because Cody has never turned down an opportunity to help someone move. Literally, Cody is he has a moving company. If I called 1-800-MOVING in Flagstaff, Arizona, Cody would be like, hello, it's Cody Brown. Need a move? I'll be there with my work gloves. Like, Cody is the biggest, he's a mover. He has a moving company. I mean, that's all he does. So they start talking in the kitchen like, we're going to move. But you would think they're going to Chuck E. Cheese or Disneyland. They're in the best moods ever. It's as if they just won the lottery. We're going to move today. This is so exciting. It's as if Mary and Cody have finally realized that they actually love each other. Everyone is so high on life. Something has gone on in this space. They're so happy. They're so excited. They're so happy, right? Okay, let's start moving. They go into the garage. Something happens in the scene that I've never seen in the entire run of Sisterhood. In fact, this was considered porn for TLC, okay? Cody goes deep into the garage. Okay, he goes deep into, and remember, there's a lot of boxes. So you know how this is. This is like, it's tight spaces. Cody goes deep into the garage. Mary follows him. They're both turned around. And then all of a sudden, Nathan takes something and kind of by mistake pushes Mary with something. And all of a sudden, Mary's backed up into Cody. So this pillow's Cody and now Mary. And she's bent over. And so she's like this. And she's like, and they're doing a doggy, okay? They're literally having doggy style sex. They're having doggy style sex. Look at that. She's laughing. Okay, she's dying of laughter. He's dying of laughter. It is the craziest thing ever. They're full on having they're finally having sex. Okay, after so many years of not being physical in bed, they're finally sleeping together. But they have all their clothes on, of course. This is obviously not planned, but Cody is feeling feelings he hasn't felt in forever. She's feeling feelings, and they're in heaven. This is like the most awkward, crazy experience you've ever seen on any show of TV. And I mean, when I tell you, like, there's almost a part of me that feels like this was, it awoken something in them both, that like they started to say to themselves, like, why didn't like, maybe we should be back together, which I actually think this was the moment that made Cody and Mary, or this was the moment that actually made Cody like get emotional later, which was, we'll talk about it in a second. I'm trying to see if I can quickly find, I was trying to see if I can quickly find the scene because it's so good. And I don't even know if I can find it. It was such a moment that if one of you guys finds it, you can DM it to me, but it was beyond. It was a beyond moment scene. It was a beyond. Okay. So then later, Janelle goes to visit Christine. Now remember, she's never even met David at all. And it says, Christine goes, I'm so excited because, David and I are engaged. Did you know David and her are engaged, guys? Todd, did you know? Todd sadly is like, I know. Janelle looks great, by the way. Christine is showing her around the house. She's like, I don't even know where I live. I don't know what's in here. I just know I love David. Janelle has no idea who he is. She's like, I just know that they started dating. They're talking about buying land. We mentioned Coyote Pass. Everyone do a shot. They're talking about the money situation. They're speaking about Mary. Janelle says, I was kind of surprised. Mary has no idea what's going on. I mean, she really doesn't. It's actually kind of surprising because Janelle has literally Mary has like no idea about finances, I think. And Janelle was kind of surprised about that. They talked about the fact that everyone thinks that Janelle has all the money and Cody is like, I never said that. I think we all have the money. Like, Cody has completely played everyone with the finances. And Janelle said that's Cody's MO. He likes to kind of basically hit everyone where it hurts. Like, he basically tries to hit Janelle where it hurts, basically saying that she had all the money when she doesn't. He likes to hit Christine where it hurts, saying that has all the finances. when she doesn't. I mean, that he's not attracted to her when he was trying to hurt her, etc. Christine starts sharing with Janelle about all her tattoos, etc. And then she finally says, and by the way, I'm engaged. And Janelle's reaction to the engagement is like, it's not a normal reaction. Like normally it's like a reaction kind of like, oh my God. Janelle's like, oh, did you notice that? I feel like Janelle's reaction was like, good, cool, nice. Back to Mary's moving day. It's the next day or it's later in the day. It's in the kitchen. They're actually putting everything in the truck. And Mary is like, they've never been happier. I mean, literally, we're watching it like on their happiest day of life. Mary is so excited. She's like, they're in the kitchen. They're all laughing. I mean, you would think we're watching a sitcom. We're watching literally an episode of Friends. Everyone is in the best mood. Everyone is so happy. Everyone is so grateful and just like, ha 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 ha. Ha. And Cody deems Mary, you're my favorite ex-wife. But like if there was a laughing track, the laughing track would be off the chain in these scenes. And Robin then they're all going into the truck, right? They're moving the boxes into the truck. And then Robin. If we finally see Robin. And it's so clear. And I don't think this is editing. It's so clear who brings the sadness to these scenes. It's not Janelle, it's not Christine, and it's not Mary. It's so Robin. Sorry, my lips are so dry. It's so Robin. Robin literally is doom and gloom. Robin, if she was a character in Inside Out, would be the character of sadness. Like that's who Robin is. She brings sadness to this show. All of a sudden, we're in an interview with her, and today is Murray's moving day. Womp womp. Oh, Patricia says she's like Darth Vader entering the room. Right? She walks up. She looks like she's wearing scrubs. Okay. She walks up. Oh, my God. No, but this is the best because the three of them, Mary, Nathan, and Cody are in the moving truck. And it's really packed in there. Robin slowly walks up to the truck. They don't notice she's there. Then she starts to slowly walk closer. They don't notice that she's there. Then she starts walking up the railing, like the ramp. And then they finally notice that she's there. And they all three turn to her and they're like, hey, as if they've just been having the most wild threesome orgy sex they've ever had. And she just caught them. Did anyone else get that vibe? They all turn. Hey. And she goes, hi. Because they were having the best time ever. And she just completely cock blocked it. Like she walked in there and ruined their happy times. Did anyone else feel this way? Because it was really so clear and obvious that she brings the mood down. All of a sudden, Cody's like, it's a heartbreak of extreme proportions that Robin is experiencing it. And I don't understand. Well, what isn't a heartbreak of extreme proportions when Robin's involved? So Robin then takes Mary out of her happy, happy joy moment, brings her inside her own home. And Mary stands there like she's talking to an actual unwell person. Okay. It's going to be okay. Because Mary goes, I don't want to be sad. I'm not emotional. Then we cut to Christine in a confessional that says, I've seen Robin manipulate Mary for years. She makes it about her. Robin's crying hysterically. She says, I got you a junk journal. Then Robin says, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you blue. What the hell? Who says that? If you say, I didn't mean to make you blue on a normal day-to-day moment, like, how about sad? Blue? I didn't mean to make you blue. On the next episode of Sesame Street. I didn't mean to make you blue. Aww. She totally makes it about her. Mary's living her life. She's trying to move on. And Robin comes and she's like, look at me. I'm sad. And Mary's like, it's good. All of a sudden, Mary has to sit there and like freaking try to warm, what's her name up? Like, try to comfort, now she has to comfort Robin. Like, what a sick woman. Honestly, Robin's a sick woman. She's a martyr. She's the worst. Then immediately when she's like, "Okay, Robin, okay, bye." She's like an annoying mother-in-law, right? Bye. The second Mary goes back out to the truck, she's like, "Anyway, back to business," like laughing again. It's so obvious. Mary says, "I'm at peace with where I am. I don't need to cry anymore." Robin is driving home, like hysterically crying, like a sick person. I'm sorry. She's not okay. She's actually a sick person now that I think about it. Has anyone done like a mental evaluation on Robin? Like, I've never, how they say like nymphomaniacs, like necrophiliacs, like people that have like what are the people that cry nonstop? What there must be some sort of mental affliction to someone that cries nonstop with no tears. Mary then says she wants to burn her mission statement because it didn't work. They talk a little bit more. Finally, David comes home and meets Janelle, shows his tattoo. He looks like Maui with all his tattoos. They finally go back. The most important thing is that they go back to, I love how Christine's like, "I've never lived with a boy. I thought it would be so bad, but it's not." And I'm like, "You've been with him 1 week. Like, just wait. No offense. I love you, Lance, but like, it's hard living with a guy." Uh, Hi, honey. Okay, Frankie. So then, um, the final scene is when we're at Mary's house. And this is a moment. Oh my God. This is a moment where we're finally at Pier 1. And Cody is trying his hardest to keep it together. He is trying his hardest. And finally, he sees that he's about to say goodbye. And Mary's living it up. She's happy. She's got Nathan. She's got Jen. She's living it up. And Cody goes, "Oh, Mary, this is the end of it. This is the end of an era." And again, Mary's like, "Why are you getting so emotional?" I just, I just don't know. I just don't know what I'm going to, why did this not work? Why didn't it work? I just don't understand why it's not going to happen. Why didn't it happen? And she goes, "I just don't know. I mean, it was great while it lasted." Like, I'm so confused what they're even talking about. Cause like, what was great? They never had a romantic relationship for years and years and years. And he was like, "I mean, these last 6 years were horrible, but, but the first 13 were great." Like, it was so, it was so, it was so weird, right? It was like, I, he goes, "I mean, I was so mad. I was so mad at Janelle and Christine, but now that I'm not anymore, like, I'm sad for you." And she was like, "It was great." And she says to herself, like, "It could have been great. It could have been wonderful. I wish it was great. I wish we could have done it." And he's like, "I was so mad, but I can't believe." I mean, it was so unreal what was happening. And he was pulling a Robin. I think he's scared to go home to Robin. I think he realizes like this is it. Or maybe he's thinking to himself, is this the end of Sister Wives? Like, is this the end of this show? Where is my next paycheck coming in? I guess I have to actually open up my moving business. So Sister Wives continues. In the next episode of Sister Wives, I don't know what happens, but work gloves are coming on and we have a big tree going down on Coyote Pass. So I am so excited for next week's episode of Sister Wives. Another amazing episode here on Daily Dose of Donna. You guys are phenomenal. Thank you for the love every single day. Thank you for supporting the show. Even though, it's been a road. It's been a rough road here on Daily Dose of Donna. But you guys, the real ones, know where we are and what we're doing here. So thank you for allowing opinions on Daily Dose of Donna. And thank you for being here. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Of course, join the Facebook group and leave a 5-star review. Make sure to subscribe. Leave a 5-star review and rating on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.